Hello everyone. Welcome to my kitchen in my new Tennessee homestead. I'm Kaye, and today you're going to see the biggest blueberry harvest I've ever had, and we're going to make fresh blueberry cake, so stay tuned. Well, the first thing you need to see is the harvest, so take a look at Justin and I picking the blueberries just a few days ago. BJ. Wow, this is exciting. I'm going to make something with the blueberries. It's got to be at least a couple of pounds. I don't know. I'm going to get a scale. You know, I didn't grow up with fresh blueberries. Now, my grandmothers both had huge gardens, and they had all kinds of plums and apples and peaches and apricots, but I don't remember blueberries. Of course, they had blackberries, raspberries, and I'm sure 10 other things, but I don't have any family recipes that I can call my own. I went online to allrecipes.com, where you can find a recipe for just about anything, I guess. There were 10,000 entries when I typed in fresh blueberry cake in the search bar. Of course, I like to do things the easiest way possible, so I picked one that said easy on it, and that's what I'm going to make for you today. I am going to modify some of the ingredients. In other words, I'm not going to use white sugar, processed sugar. I'm going to use unprocessed cane sugar. I always like to add a little something special for extra nutrition whenever I feel like if I'm going to cheat and have all these calories, have a real treat, I might as well have some extra nutrition in it too. So I put in flaxseed meal. And I like to use einkorn flour, which is the original 14 chromosomes, never modified wheat. I use Young Living because I'm a distributor, but there are other brands. This particular grind is more nutty and gives more of a whole wheat texture to your whatever you're baking. And I'm adding organic walnuts. This was not listed in the ingredients. And I'm using Redmond real salt. Instead of vegetable oil, which could be anything, I guess, I'm using roasted almond oil. I very often will mix vanilla and almond in baking because I just love both of those flavors. And I absolutely love almond. And I am using today the vanilla that was homemade and given to me by one of my fans, Teresa Harris, and we are using that today in the recipe. And of course, I've got my fresh blueberries. I've got my fresh goat milk from the farmer's market that was purchased day before yesterday. And I've got my melted butter, regular white sugar for the crumble top, and all of my ingredients are laid out here. So let's get started. I actually haven't found my sifter since I moved, so I'm using just a regular strainer to sift together all the dry ingredients, which includes the sugar, the flour, baking powder, salt, and in my case, the flaxseed meal. Flaxseed meal is a little coarser grind, and as you can see, it's not going through. So I'm just gonna stir that in. Okay. Now we want to add our wet ingredients, our eggs. 2 beaten eggs. 1 cup, in my case, I'm using fresh goat milk. The almond oil. You're going to mix that up. And the vanilla. Oops. And I'm just going to put in a dash of the almond. Okay, ooh, that smells so good already. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to toss the blueberries with 2 teaspoons of flour. I think this is probably just to keep them from clumping together in your batter. Okay, at this point, you're going to add your blueberries to your batter. And in my case, I'm adding walnuts. Prep time for this recipe is about 15 minutes, and cooking time is about 30. Heat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease and flour your 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And now we're going to put in the batter. Okay, I had to lick off my finger when I wiped my hands, and it's so good. Okay, now you're going to put your batter into a 375 degree oven for about 30 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go and harvest possibly the last of the blueberries. It's got to be 90 degrees out there already. I am dripping. There's sweat running down everywhere. I don't know if you can see, but this is what I came up with this morning, this time. I've just bought this scale for the first time. 1 pound, 2.5 ounces. That is so excited. I think this is the most I ever had before. Okay, let's get that cake out. Oh, you know what? I didn't put a trivet. And I have trivets, but I don't know where they are. There's so many things I don't know where they are. Here we go. I'm dripping. I'm gonna put it as close as I can. Whoa. Okay, ooh, that's heavy. We're going to brush on melted butter, except the butter got a little hardened, but it'll melt very quickly. Brush butter. Oh, this is no calories at all. Growing your own food and eating it, preparing it, cooking it, it's just the best. You sprinkle a little sugar on top of the melted butter. I think it was about 2 teaspoons. There's probably a more scientific way to do that. Here we go, back into the oven for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, this looks fantastic. Wow. Now, does it pass the taste test? I think we have to let this cool before we can cut it though. First piece is always hard to get out. I am going to put a dollop of fresh goat yogurt on top. You could of course use whipped cream. You can hear my stove in this video, and that's the reason I didn't preheat my oven. You should preheat your oven when you start mixing your things up. Everything will go a lot faster, but it's so loud that I don't like to film with it going. And now I am going to try this because we always want to test our baked goods, any recipe, before we present it to someone else. And since Justin is very responsible for me even having a blueberry harvest, we are going to have some cake on the porch. Mmm. Wow. That is loaded with flavor. Absolutely loaded. It would be a very different cake with the regular flour and the regular sugar, but that tastes healthy and delicious. So I'm glad you spent this time with me. If you'd like to see more cooking videos, please let me know. And of course, I have a cooking playlist on my channel, so check that out, with some other blueberry recipes. So thanks so much. Please hit the like button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. The next cooking video will be me making something out of my all blue potato harvest. So please leave a comment under this video if you've got a great recipe for cooking blue potatoes. If you enjoyed this video, please watch these. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.